Today we're going to be talking about the landmark ruling by the U.S. District Court against Google for their ad platform and how this really can reshape the entire advertising landscape for you as an insurance agent. Thanks for tuning in today. So imagine waking up to find the entire digital marketing playbook that you've relied on for years is about to change. Well, that's exactly what happened on April 17th of 2025 when the U.S. District Court ruled that Google had illegally monopolized key segments of the digital advertising industry. For independent and captive property insurance agents, especially those relying on PPC lead generation, this isn't just headline news, it's a signal that the digital marketing landscape is being rewritten. And insurance agents who adapt early are going to be the ones who lead the next chapter. And so a few things we're going to talk about in today's video. Number one, the U.S. court has ruled Google's ad tech business is an illegal monopoly, particularly in the publisher ad server and ad exchange markets. Insurance agents who rely solely on Google Ads may be overpaying, under-tracking, or unintentionally locked into a limited ecosystem. We'll also discuss the fact that this ruling opens the door to greater competition, new platforms, and lower costs, but also greater complexity. We're going to discuss the opportunity and the timing of the need to diversify ad strategies, strengthen attribution, and explore platforms beyond Google. And finally, we'll look at the fact that agents who take proactive steps now will be better positioned to navigate the evolving digital landscape with confidence. So to get started, let's dive inside the case and look at how Google's power came under fire. In January of 2023, the U.S. Department of Justice and the Attorney Generals of 17 states filed a landmark civil antitrust lawsuit targeting Google's dominance over the ad tech stack. That is, the infrastructure that connects advertisers with website publishers via real-time bidding. The case advanced quickly in the Eastern District of Virginia, a jurisdiction known as the Rocket Docket. And Google's attempt to move the trial to New York was denied, and the case proceeded to a 15-day bench trial in September 2024. Over the course of the trial, evidence and testimony from publishers, competitors, and internal Google documents painted a picture of systematic exclusionary practices that undermined market fairness. So the court's findings were that there was a monopoly hidden in plain sight. So on April 17th, 2025, Judge Leonie Brinkema issued a decisive 115-page ruling that sided largely with the Department of Justice. The court found that Google had monopolized two critical ad markets: the publisher ad server market through tools like DoubleClick for publishers, now Google Ad Manager, and the ad exchange market through AdX, its real-time ad auction platform. By bundling these services, the court found Google created an ecosystem that locked in both advertisers and publishers, eliminating effective competition. However, the court rejected claims that Google monopolized the advertiser ad network market, and that's the tools advertisers use to buy ads, citing insufficient market definition. Now, here's the tactics that actually tilted the playing field. The court cited multiple anti-competitive practices, including tying and integration, meaning Google unlawfully tied its ad server to its ad exchange, making it nearly impossible for publishers to use one without the other. This bundling stifled rival exchanges and gave Google complete control over who could bid and at what price. And then there was first look and last look. First look gave AdX the right of first refusal before any other exchanges could bid. And last look, which was in effect until 2017, allowed AdX to view and outbid the highest offer from rival platforms in supposedly sealed auctions. These practices suppressed bid competition and artificially lowered what publishers earned from ad impressions while letting Google maintain control and profitability. You also had the publisher lock-in effect. Perhaps the most telling was the effect on publishers. The court noted that 99 of the top 100 online publishers were locked into using Google's ad server. Once in, switching became nearly impossible due to performance forecasting disruption, latency concerns, and loss of access to Google's premium advertiser demand. Publishers testified that Google's control limited their revenue potential and forced them into one-sided contracts. Internal emails also revealed that Google staff themselves acknowledged the coercive nature of the tie, comparing it to Goldman Sachs owning the New York Stock Exchange. So here's what comes next in the process. It's the remedies phase and timeline. So with liability established, the case now enters the remedies phase. And this is where the court determines how to correct Google's anti-competitive conduct. So possible remedies include structural, where the Department of Justice has signaled it may push for divestiture, forcing Google to spin off or sell AdX and DFP to separate entities. There could be behavioral, imposing rules to prevent bundling, self-preferencing, or exclusive access arrangements. And then there's supervised transition. Courts may appoint third-party monitors to oversee compliance. The timeline for remedies could be determined by mid to late 2026, with appeals potentially pushing implementation into 2027. However, many advertisers and publishers are already preparing for a more fragmented and competitive ad ecosystem. So with all of that legal talk out of the way, let's get down to the brass tacks. What does this mean for you as an insurance agent and your marketing? For you as a P&C agent, this ruling creates both disruption and opportunity. Here's the risks if you do nothing. You're going to have continued reliance on a shrinking closed-loop ecosystem, higher than necessary cost per click and cost per lead, and you're going to have attribution blind spots that limit your strategic clarity. And here are the opportunities if you take action now. Lower ad costs via access to alternative exchanges and platforms, better transparency and return on investment through multi-channel tracking, and greater flexibility to scale across multiple digital touchpoints. So let me give you a hypothetical example. We'll call her Sarah. She's a forward-thinking agent, and Sarah is a fictional farmer's agent in Phoenix. For years, she relied solely on Google Ads, running campaigns for auto, renters, and homeowners policies. Following the court ruling, she diversified her strategy. She shifted 40% of her ad budget to Microsoft Ads and Meta Ads. She implemented a cross-platform analytics dashboard, and she partnered with a digital marketing firm to manage non-Google campaign performance. After 90 days, her results, 22% decrease in cost per lead, improved tracking and attribution clarity, and a reduced risk of future disruption tied to Google platform changes. So here are 5 steps that we believe you as an insurance agent should take now to future-proof your advertising strategy post Google ruling. Number one, audit your ad spend. Determine how reliant your agency is on Google Ads. Document what you spend and what your return on investment actually is. Number two, begin testing alternative platforms. Start pilot campaigns on Microsoft Ads, Meta Ads, or LinkedIn. Even a 10 to 20% reallocation can reveal new lead sources for you. Number three, upgrade your analytics. Invest in attribution tools or CRM systems that can unify your reporting across multiple ad channels. Evaluate your marketing partners. Work with agencies who are experienced in post-monopoly digital environments. Look for flexibility, not lock-in. And then stay informed and agile. Monitor the legal updates and the industry responses to this ruling, and then be ready to pivot as remedies are finalized and implemented. See, the bottom line is this. There is a new ad era emerging. And so this ruling didn't just spotlight Google's marketing power and their market dominance, it redefined how the digital advertising world operates. And for insurance agents, it is a clear message. Adaptation isn't just optional, it's strategic. Agents who diversify, modernize their tech stack, and embrace transparency will be the leaders. Those who cling to a crumbling monopoly may struggle with rising costs and reduce visibility. If you're ready to rethink your strategy, here at Agent Branding and Marketing, we help insurance agents thrive through every market shift, whether it's algorithm updates, privacy law changes, or historic antitrust rulings. And if you're unsure how this ruling affects your business or how to shift your strategy, we would love to talk with you. So get in contact with us. Schedule a strategy session with Agent Branding and Marketing today. And let's talk about how to future-proof your advertising, diversify your lead sources, and make smarter marketing decisions in a post-Google monopoly world. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to talking with you on our next episode.